I got it. How about a little heel turn?
Turning Heels, episode 4, I guess technically 4/5. What's up, B?
What's going on, Siino brother? You all right?
Yeah, man. First, I want to apologize to you as well as our fan base, I guess, our listeners that might have expected an episode last week. I know we said Wednesday, but as my plane ride was coming back from Chicago, I'm like, realistically, I don't think that's gonna happen.
No.
I came back on Tuesday knowing that on Wednesday I had to do a show where I cover my usual 8+ shows for wrestling. I'm like, how am I gonna watch all that and then watch Heels on top of that and write notes and do a show on top of it? And it was getting to the point where I was getting like stressed out. I'm like, John, I don't think I could do all this. And Davey even said, like, listen, you guys don't have a day you need to do it on. Just take some time off. Yeah. And then when you're free, you do it. So by the time I actually got to do everything, it was like Friday, Saturday. I'm just like, at this point, we might as well wait for the next episode and just kind of combine them into 2. But I think everything's back to normal now. Finally back in my rhythm. I caught up to everything. So yeah, how you been, man?
I've been good, man. Just jealous of you guys making that Chicago trip, man. Oh my God, that looked like so much fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was crazy because the day that me and Frank are coming out of New York, and the night before we had like a crazy hurricane come through, so it totally messed up like all their plans. Because my plan would just there's a train here that goes straight to like Queens and right to the airport. So I'm like, yeah, it's no biggie. So like I wake up the next day and everybody's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. It's the sun shining outside. What do you mean? Like, am I okay? Like, the storm didn't hit me at all." Yeah. And as like I'm walking towards like the train station, it felt like the first episode of The Walking Dead, like when Rick, like when nothing was like everything was like apocalyptic. That's what it felt like. I'm like, wait a minute. And I go to like the screen and like every single train station, it says close. All the trains are canceled. I'm like, that's weird. I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll just take a bus. Like it's nothing. Nope. I was down too. Try to get a cab. No cabs. I come to find out every single street, everything was closed off. I'm like, I didn't realize it was that bad. So eventually Frank was able to get a cab down there. Ended up costing us a lot more than we expected. But at that point, we just had to take it. And like it took us so long because like every street was closed. So like this poor girl, she had to like take all the back roads and everything. And we finally got there. Yeah, it was crazy, but I'm happy we got there. Davey had issues too getting there. So it was like,
yeah, he talked about it on Up Next?
Yeah, so it was like one of those things where once we were all there, it was finally like, a relief. But yeah, the trip was fun, and I'm going to be seeing Davey and Braden a week from Wednesday. They're going to be here for
Arthur
Queens,
Ashe, right?
Yeah, for Arthur Ashe.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I feel like I'm going to see them. I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled with the BDE over here. But
I'm really jealous about all these meetups. I'm not liking this. I'm going to have to put in a grievance.
Yeah, we gotta do something. We gotta find a spot or something. Chicago's great though. That would be a perfect spot if we were to go back there. I just hope that they pick a better arena. They should just do the United Center. Like everything's in downtown Chicago, and then like the Now Arena where they did All Out was like in West Bumblefuck where there's nothing.
Yeah,
around.
It's like the suburbs out there. You had to go like from the downtown to the suburbs.
The second I got there, my phone turned off. Like there was no service, no Wi-Fi. I'm like, where the hell am I? But other than that, the rest of the show was good. I'm glad I'm back here and talking heels, man.
Yeah, I'm jonesing for some wrestling. I haven't seen a live wrestling show in 2 years now because the last show I was supposed to go to was the SmackDown before everything closed down.
Right.
I haven't seen anything live, and I'm just, oh man,
I've been seeing a lot. I just came back from MSG. Also, I saw SmackDown, so I just saw my first WWE show since the pandemic, and it was a great show. We had Lumberjack Brock Lesnar, we had Trae Young, we had the Demon Finn Balor. I'm like, all right, MSG. So Arthur Ashe is coming up. So I mean, I hate to rub it in, but I'm back into the wrestling bug now, man.
Oh man, we don't have any cool venues either, so it sucks for us. I don't think AEW is going to be here for a long time. Vince got his stronghold down in Little Caesars Arena, so good luck AEW. But I hope to see you guys here.
Yeah, I know you guys had a couple indie shows. Chicago Weekend I was seeing like right before because it's not that far of a drive from Detroit to Chicago. So I know you guys had a couple like GCW shows or something, but it'll come. You guys will get the big show soon. Don't worry about it. Who's the big wrestler from Detroit that they could have a homecoming for in AEW? Is there anybody from Detroit?
From Detroit? No, unless they sign like
Motor City Machine Guns or something.
Leon Ruff from Motor City Machine Guns.
Yeah, because that's like
sign Leon Ruff. He's from Detroit.
that's their thing now, where they just like have a homecoming, Cincinnati or whoever it is.
Yeah.
And
Or call up Rhino.
Okay, there we go. Do you really want to see Rhino in AEW?
Dude, the last time WWE was here, they still had Rhino on the dark match.
Oh, God.
And the crowd went nuts.
Yeah.
So
I bet.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, dude. As long as he has that D on his back of his singlet, we're good.
How much would you pay to go to the DWL Dome and watch the Spade brothers wrestle?
I still want DWL merch. I'm looking for Stephen Amell. If you're listening to this show, please send us some DWL hoodies, please, sir.
I'm surprised they haven't, because I'm pretty sure like a lot of like these like HBO shows and stars, they always do like merch and stuff, right? Like I'm sure they got
just
they got
like
merch for
promotion
Power,
merch.
right? Yeah,
of course they do.
Yeah. Send us some DWL hoodies, some DWL bucket hats.
Yeah, some Scullies, something, whatever you got down there, man.
So I'm kind of happy we kind of condensed these 2 episodes, because the first episode 4, there was like no wrestling at all. And then episode 5 was all wrestling. So I feel like that's like their model now. They kind of go back and forth. And we weren't even sure if there was even going to be an episode 5, because we thought they're going to maybe take like a break or whatever. But it looks like that's not the case. It looks like they're going to kind of run through all 8 episodes. So that's pretty cool. But let's get right to it. Episode 4, cutting promos. Again, these episode titles mean nothing, I've come to realize. Episode 5, maybe it does. It's called Swerve, but we'll get into that one. But episode 4 wasn't really about cutting promos, I don't think. But we start the show. Last episode, we found out that Wild Bill something happened. Some viral video was going around. And we go back. It's a flashback. We find out exactly what's going on as we start at, is this WWE headquarters? It looks like?
We're in New York. We're at the,
we're in New York. We're in Connecticut here somewhere. And the big execs over here, the McMahons, as I call them, they're showing off this brand new world title. It's kind of like the Naomi title, right? It's like the bright flashing lights and all that.
The LEDs on the side, yeah.
And they're over here saying, oh, this will be great in toy stores. Everybody will love it. The kids will love it. And then Wild Bill's over there in the corner shaking his head. And he's like, just sarcastically, he's like, hey, why don't you just add some sound effects, some beeps and boops and shit? And the executive's like, yeah, that's a great idea. And Wild Bill's like, listen, this is a fucking toy. This is the same toy that I fractured my skull for. I got 2 knee replacements. My friends died over this toy. And then we go to this lady named Maria, who's kind of like this hard ass, like executive, who's kind of giving him shit. And she's like, just shut up and just support us, like the title, whatever. And he's like, okay, yeah, right. I'll get ready for Cleveland. And she's like, yeah, I don't think we're going to use you on TV for Cleveland. And he's like, okay, sure. So we go to the plane ride from hell from the video. And we see pretty much the footage of what we saw in the viral video, where it's him changing into his robe, the title belt, the flashy title that he has, and nothing else. And he comes out. Yep, swinging.
I was not expecting flaccid Wild Bill.
I didn't either. I didn't expect to see the wild side of Wild Bill here. But yeah, he's over there.
Stars.
All his glory. I blame Stars for this for sure, because I remember back when it was the Spartacus show. It was just like fucking. You ever see Spartacus?
Oh yeah. It was kind of like Game of Thrones first season.
Pretty much. So he's over here on the plane. Everybody got their phones out. They're recording him, and he's pretty much saying, "This is what I think of your toy." And then he calls WWE, "You corporate cunts," and says, "The kids are gonna love playing with this." As he's just swinging and dealing over there, like just total TMZ footage over here. We go to Jack's house, where he gets woken up in the middle of the night, and there's a fire. Come to find out, the kids' room had a little fire here, so he just kind of stops it. He takes Thomas's favorite blanket and turns off the fire, basically. We go back to Wild Bill, who is staying at Willie Day's house. Willie Day was the right-hand woman of Jack Spade. And we find out that Willie's actually married and has a family. She's married to a guy named Ted. Ted gets pissed off because Wild Bill's using all the New Hampshire syrup that he got imported from his sister. And then Bill's like, hey, listen, these pancakes are dry. I'm just using all the syrup I can. And he starts showing the viral video to Ted. He's like, look how big the censor bar is. Look how big it is. Look how much they had to cover up. And then he's like, aren't you worried they're going to fire you, whatever? He's like, oh, no, there's going to be no repercussions. Any publicity is good publicity. And then he starts using the C word. And then their teenage daughter, Robin, comes in and she's like, which C word is it? Is it cock or is it cunt? And Bill's like, you know what? Either one of them could describe those corporate assholes up north. So far, what do you think of the episode? I mean, we're getting obviously a little background on Wild Bill, exactly, because we weren't sure if him and Willie were romantically involved. We'll find out later on what the relationship is, but I was a little kind of like thrown off that Willie had this all-American family with her all-American husband Ted and their college daughter and everything.
And she's just like the promoter for DWL while she's having this great life. It doesn't seem like something a woman would do, But I'm liking how they're like got this fake WWE. They're really kind of goofy.
Oh yeah.
You know, even like the murals on the wall in the office are really funny. I was looking like, is that somebody? Is that Sin Cara over there? Like, I'm trying to figure out like what they're trying to do.
There was I think it's somebody I saw on AEW Dark. I think his name was David Ali. I saw his poster on the wall. I'm like, oh shit, they actually use actual wrestlers' names and everything. But even like the way the room looked, it looked kind of like Vince's office. I'm looking for like the big Tyrannosaurus, whatever the bone he has in his office or something. I'm like looking out for it.
Like it was really WWE-ish. That was a good job, guys.
I think that's the only thing this episode was missing was like an actual person, just a straight parody of Vince McMahon.
They didn't have like a main figurehead in that office that was like the guy. So
no, they had.
I wonder if we're going to get that.
Yeah, they had this Maria lady who kind of reminded me of Nick Khan, the way she was just like straight.
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck attitude, all about business type of lady. So
exactly. Yeah.
We go back to Jack's house. He's with his families. And of course, what caused the fire? Those fucking squirrels that you didn't want to kill, Jack. Those squirrels came back and they caused the fire. Jack brings up the fact that they should stay at a hotel. Stacy, his wife, is like, no, we got to save money. And then she's like, hey, listen, speaking of money and all these issues, maybe I should get a job. She keeps bringing up getting a job. And Jack is like, no. Don't worry about it. Don't get a job. We don't need to. Then they end up going back to Jack's mother's house. We go to the DWL dome. I guess it's backstage, and we see all the boys kind of playing cards and whatnot. And Crystal's giving Bobby a haircut and kind of flirting a little bit. Like even the boys are kind of giving him shit about like, oh, what's going on with those two, And then Diego's like, hey, can I get a haircut too? I don't have any money, but I got this TGIF Fridays gift card. And then Crystal's like, what the fuck? And he's like, yeah, I don't think you'll take it. And she's like, fuck you think I won't take it? I love me some TGIFs. Hell yeah, come over here. I'll cut your hair. So then Bobby, as he's leaving, he kind of tells Crystal, like, hey, when you get a chance, can you just stop by my trailer after? We got to talk about something. And the boys, of course, are like, ooh, like the little locker room talking shit. So we see Bobby and Crystal, and they're in Bobby's trailer. Crystal's kind of surprised on how neat and organized the whole trailer is. And she's like, what's up? What do you want to do here? She's probably, she has no idea what he wants. And he just wants to talk about his new gimmick. He's like, listen, I appreciate you and every input that you have here. Can you give me some pointers on this new gimmick that I'm trying to do? I don't even know who Bobby Penn is. Like, can you help me with this? And then Bobby's like throwing compliments to her. Like the whole episode, he's just kind of like talking about how good Crystal is. He's like, how good her English language is and knowing the difference between inhabit and inhibit. Like he's going off about how smart Crystal is. But then he's like, hey, listen, I got this new rap song. You want to hear it? So he starts playing this Bobby Penn rap song. It's another auto-tune song. And I got my lyrics here. So it starts with Bobby Penn, Texas. Put a pin in it. No time for your lanes. Put a pin in it. Bobby Penn all day. Put a pin in it. The ladies all say, of course, your generic rap song. It wasn't that bad, actually. I mean, if he did this himself,
wasn't bad. The beat was a little bit, like if he did it all himself, I was kind of impressed. It didn't sound bad.
It didn't sound bad. Yeah, it wasn't an embarrassment. It wasn't,
I say he just changed his name to Bobby Bars because that boy be spitting. You know what I'm saying?
Bobby Schmurda Pen over here. So Crystal's not too much of a fan either. I mean, it's not that she doesn't like the song, but she's just like, this doesn't fit you. Like, do you think your Bobby Penn is this rap superstar? And he's kind of like, you know what, you're right. So he's like, we'll go back to them later on. But we go to Jack and Willie, and they're over at the Eddie Earl's pawn shop. Now, if you guys remember, Eddie Earl was like this pawn shop / reverend pastor that was like, I guess, giving them money or helping them promote if they were helping him, promote his business. And they're basically trying to sell him on the WWE network, it feels like.
Yep. Basically, they're trying to get a streaming service for DWL. This was actually inside of his used car lot he had too.
Right.
So he owns a used car lot and a pawn shop. So he kind of monopolized the whole Duffy area.
I mean, I'm not like I'm never, I never lived down south, but I feel like this is probably like a common thing where like a guy would have numerous businesses and it's kind of all under the same umbrella type of thing.
Probably like an ex-football player doing type of things like that.
Exactly. Just kind of buying up, everything he can just to kind of make some money. But he's promoting this whole streaming service, and he says, I got a whole back catalog of old matches, old promos, about 500 videotapes just sitting in my mom's house. They're talking about expanding DWL to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We even got a Snapchat filter. And Earl's like, you know what? It doesn't make any sense for me to take a chance on this. He's like, it makes sense locally because it's in Duffy and it helps my business up. But it doesn't really make sense for me to give you money to expand this promotion. And then he brings up the fact that it just sounds local. It's called Duffy Wrestling League. And there's no chance like this is going to expand because it's such a local thing. So Jack gets pissed off and just kind of walks off. He's like, fuck this guy, whatever. Willie's trying to calm him down. Then she kind of brings up that she's got enough problems. And then while Bill's staying with her, and then this is where we find out, like, Jack's like, why are you so infatuated with Wild Bill? And she's like, well, I used to sleep with him. Pretty much.
She just says good sex. That's pretty much her explanation for still like keeping up with Wild Bill. And the beginning of the episode shows you, I guess.
I guess I don't want to go down there, but Wild Bill, I don't blame Willie. Wild Bill's making Wild Boy over here. And then she even brings up the fact that maybe we can help. We can use Wild Bill to help us promote DWL, and Jack wants nothing of it. He's absolutely wants nothing to do with Wild Bill. So we go back to Wild Bill, and he's looking in his best like macho man impersonation here. He's got his shades on, he's got his bandana over here, and he's on the phone with his manager, and he's getting yelled at. She's like, "Why did you do that? You need to go to rehab." And then he's like, "Oh, you always got negative news for me." And she's like, "What are you talking about? I had this Burger King spot lined up with Ridley Scott." And I'm like, "Wait, what? Why is Ridley Scott making Burger King commercials?" And then she brings up the fact that, like, "Oh, I bet you're driving an Escalade right now." And he turns around and you see an Escalade right there. So
brand new Escalade. Yeah.
She knows everything about him. So she's like, "Listen, just don't do anything. Don't say anything. Just stand still there. And I'll come down and we're going to hold a press conference about all this." We go to Stacy, Jack's wife, and she's grocery shopping at the Piggly Wiggly with Carol, who's Jack's mom, and they got Thomas with them. And she's kind of just having a little conversation here and just asking if she ever thought about getting a job when she was raising the kids. And she's like, "No, I didn't have any time. I was raising the kids. I was helping Tom make all these outfits for him. I'm just pretty much a stay-at-home mom." So Stacy's kind of like, "Fuck, like I don't want to be this." You can kind of get this like, this reaction from her that she doesn't want to do the same life that Carol, the mom, did here. Mm-hmm. We go to Crystal and Bobby, and they're having lunch, and she's kind of helping with the gimmick still, and she brings up this concept art for Bobby 85, which is like this old school gimmick. He got the boa, the shades, and all that, pretty much representing the golden age of wrestling, and Bobby's loving it. He's like, "Yeah, Bobby 85. What do you think of Bobby 85? You think that's a gimmick that can..."
I'm not digging Bobby 85. I like Bobby Pin way better, man.
There's about like pretty much every promotion has like a Bobby 85 character. You have Johnny Swinger in TNA, who does like the whole like old school gimmick. You have this guy named Zicky Dice in NWA. It's you're gonna have what like those old school like mantra wrestlers with the mullets and everything. But I don't think Bobby should go with this. Bobby should just embrace Bobby Pin. Yeah, so we'll find out. We'll find out what he does. We go to Ace, where he's at this bar, and this female bartender starts flirting with him. I guess it might be like an old flame of his. And she says, "Hey, listen, Wild Bill's here." And he's like, "Oh, you know what? Let me get my beer and my wings to go." Like he doesn't want it to do a Wild Bill. But of course, Wild Bill comes out. And he starts hitting on the bartender. The bartender's grossed out. And he says a line that I don't think I would repeat. I don't think you would ever repeat, where he says to Ace about the bartender, "I would eat a mile of her shit just to lick where it came from." Now I've heard shit. No pun intended. I've heard things similar to that. Like, I would, lick or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, eat a mile of her shit. Yeah,
I've never heard that one before. That got to be some Georgia, some deep down Georgia stuff right there. I've never heard that.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever use that line or even do that. I don't care how good the girl looks. But Bill's still pretty much blowing smoke up Ace's ass here, talking about up north they're still interested in you. You should still like try it, whatever. And then they start playing pool, and Bill's telling Ace that he needs to act more aggressive now that he's a heel. So then he's like, "You know what? I'll show you how it's done." So he cuts a promo on these two like jabronis that they're playing pool with, and he gets into one of their faces, and he's like, "Hey, are you cheating with the 9-ball? Like, I don't know, you guys didn't hit that 9-ball in the pocket, and all of a sudden you guys did or whatever." The guy's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." So then he gets in his face and he just starts going crazy on him. He says,
"Oh man,
I bet your wife's a cheater too, you little cuck. You're going to tell me you don't let someone else stick that fat ass wife of yours, you little fucking cuck bitch. Cuck-a-doodle-doo, motherfucker." You want to get rowdy? You're going to do something, or you're just going to stand there while I fuck you doggy style? You shave your taint for me, don't you? Like, he's just going off on him, calling him a little cuck bitch. The guy's like, "Dude, what are you talking about?" And then he's like,
guys.
Yeah, then he's like, "I'm just fucking with you." He pretty much just did this just to show Ace that, you got to kind of keep this heel persona and just cut promos on guys. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Listen, this is what I do best. And you can do it too, Ace, just like your dad did." So I guess we find out that his dad, even though his dad was like the top baby face, he probably has some sort of persona like this as well.
This is pretty sad, though, because in this episode, Ace I kind of felt bad for Ace in this episode. Like, because he kind of nailed or like willed it back a little bit about being an asshole, like he was through the whole season. And just to see Wild Bill like really push him to be this outside of the ring too, I was like, come on, Ace, you can't be influenced by this guy. He's a clown.
Yeah, I mean, between this episode and next episode, I feel like Ace was like just straight depressed, and then he finally he snapped at the end of episode 5. No pun intended. But he was before that he was pretty much like just depressed the whole time, just kind of had his head down, doesn't know what to do. Yeah. So we go to the Spade's house, the mom's house, and I guess they were waiting for Ace to come back from playing pool, and they sit down or whatever, and Thomas, the little Jack's little kid, starts saying grace, and he mentions everybody, and then he says a line about. This is for Grandpa Spade up in heaven. And then Mama Spade cuts him off. He's like, listen, your grandpa's not in heaven. He's in hell and he's on fire. Like, holy shit. Obviously she's religious, and I'm guessing, and the whole suicide thing, yeah, I know a lot of people, like, they feel like that's just straight hell. And then they all get mad. Stacy's like, cut that shit out. Jack walks off, Ace walks off, and the little kid's like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah, we see a little bit more persona from the mom here. Obviously she's not happy with the whole situation, but she's kind of taking it out on Thomas and everybody else here.
That was a rough line she put in there. You don't do those type of things in front of the kids, though. So
yeah,
I understand everybody walking out to dinner. So yeah,
Ace is like, I lost my appetite. Sorry, you're talking about my dad being on fire. Like,
my dad's burning flesh ruined my appetite. So
we go back to Bobby and Crystal. They're just walking around, having ice cream, flirting with each other, and they're talking about Mario Kart. And Crystal's like, "Oh, I love playing as Toad," and Bobby loves playing as Diddy Kong. Who's your favorite? Who's your go-to Mario Kart person?
Wario.
I was a Luigi guy. I was always like the second brother in my family. So I was always player 2 growing up. So I feel like I always related to Luigi over here.
Yeah, I like a nah. Wario does a good nah.
So they're still flirting a little bit, and some kids come in and they're asking to take a selfie with Bobby, and they're like, "Oh, Crystal, get in the picture." But Crystal's like old school. She's like, "No, you can't have the heel take a picture with the baby face. Like, I don't want to do that." We go back to the Spade's house, and we see Ace talking to his nephew Thomas. He's trying to relax him, saying, "Listen, your granddad, he's not really in hell. Don't worry about what Grandma said. Matter of fact, here's a brand new blanket. I think it's like a Georgia Bulldogs blanket. It's a favorite blanket." And the kid's like, "Oh my God, thank you so much." And then he asked him, he's like, "So." Question, when Granddad killed himself, who cleaned up the mess? Who did all that? And then he's like, your dad did. Your dad cleaned up everything. He asked, why did Grandpa kill himself? And then Ace is like, his spirit was broken. And he's like, what do you mean by that? And Ace is like, I don't know, just his spirit was broken. So we still don't know, if we're going to find out like the reason why. I don't know. You feel like we're going to find out, or it's going to be kind of one of those,
like they're slowly like peeling back that onion to let us know what happened. So I feel like we'll get it before the end of this season, or maybe next season. You never know.
Yeah. So we go, Ace makes his way to the basement because he let Thomas sleep in his room. And we see Jack is down there watching old DWL promos. And he mentions how one time he cut a promo on The Rock to try to get The Rock come down to the DWL. And Ace is like, you mean The Rock? It's like, yeah, The Rock. So that's a little funny little note there. It's like kind of like a mixture of real wrestlers and fake wrestlers in this promotion, I feel like. Mm-hmm. And we go to this like old footage of like young Wild Bill, and he gets attacked. It's actually the same thing just happened at GCW, where it's like somebody talking and then you got druids behind them. This is like, instead of John Moxley, it was Tom Spade who came from behind with the druid thing and started attacking him. Yeah. So the same thing that happened with Moxley and Cardona. They start talking about Florida dystopia, and then Ace brings up the fact that like, hey, listen, you've been watching those Florida dystopia promos, like they're doing all this cinematic shit. It's fucking pretty sick, They're doing all these, just kind of reminds me of the stuff that we just saw the past year with all the cinematic stuff. And then Jack is like, yeah, whatever, I don't want to deal with any of that stuff. And then Ace's like, hey, listen, if you need me to help, like, I can help you write creative and we can do some stuff like that. Jack is like, yeah, I don't think so. They kind of have a little bonding moment. He's like, you know what? Here's a notepad. Go ahead. Write whatever you think is good. And we're going to get to what his idea was later. But first, we get Wild Bill, who gets a phone call from Maria back at headquarters, Maria Laurinaitis over here. And he's over here like saying, oh, I'm sorry. The whole cunt thing, I didn't mean it. It's just my character. When do you want me to come back to work? I'm ready. I'm ready to go whenever. And Maria's like, we want to wish you well in all your future endeavors. Pretty much just firing Wild Bill on the spot. And this chick had no emotion. She's like, we're letting you go. Like, just like that. I was face.
Like, just said it in the middle of him talking, just we're letting you go.
Yeah, and he's like, well, fuck me then. You guys don't give a fuck about me, pretty much. We go back to Bobby and Crystal. This time, Bobby is at Crystal's place, and he's all like hyped up. Oh, you got a trampoline outside? That's so cool, whatever. And we actually see a brief glimpse of Crystal kind of drawing herself, like as a champion. She's got gear on and everything, so obviously she's still having her dreams of becoming champion. He goes on, tries on the Bobby 85 gear, but as he's like putting on the gear, he's still like kind of giving Crystal all this credit, saying, you're not just a valet, you're more than that. You should be pushed, this and that. So as he's like saying all this while wearing the gimmick, she's like, you know what? Don't even wear that shit. Just be yourself. What you're doing right now, this is you. This is Bobby Pin. You're just a good guy. This should be your gimmick. And as they're talking, they get a text message saying they got to go shoot a promo. So we go to the cinematic video, which is what I guess Ace was writing. And it threw me off a little bit because when we saw footage of this on last week's preview, we thought it was Bobby and Ace really going at it. But come to find out, it was just a promo. So this cinematic video is pretty much Crystal. She's working at the gas station. She's a clerk or whatever. And Bobby comes up to her like to buy something. He's like, I don't want no trouble. I just want to buy a Code Red Mountain Dew. Hilarious. And then Big Bad Ace comes from behind him and says, well, will you look what the cat puked out of his guzzard? Like, his gizzard. I'm like, what the hell does that even mean? Great. So they start brawling all over. It's like some 7-Eleven gas station type thing. They're fighting over the ice machine. Ace is hitting him with donuts. They go outside. Crystal comes out of nowhere with an ATV. It's just craziness going on here. But my favorite part is they get into the back of a pickup truck. And as they go into the back of it, the truck just drives into a car wash. And we see like the point of view, like kind of left to right, one steady shot of them going through the car wash and coming out. It was great. I thought this was amazing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then they get stopped by Jack, who's there with the whole roster, just coincidentally happens to be there. Rooster, Diego wearing his mask, Apocalypse. And then Jack is like, hey, listen, relax, guys. You can settle it in the ring, and the winner will get a shot at this. And he just like lifts up his shirt and he's wearing his title. Like it was so over the top, but I thought it was great. I thought the whole thing was shot amazing with the car wash and the donuts. I thought it was great.
Absolutely. If a wrestling promotion did this right now, I'm buying their pay-per-view. I don't care where it is. I'm seeing this. The
closest thing to that was probably like the Booker T Stone Cold Market fight. That was like one of my favorite things ever. Like you don't really see like food being used like in an outside venue like that. So I thought it was great. And shout out to Ace for writing all this. So they're all kind of going over the footage. They're loving it. And then they all start making fun of Ace for saying that cats have gizzards. Like, no, cats don't fucking have gizzards. But like Jack's face is hilarious. Jack is like, no, leave it in. It's great. Leave it in. Like, I love it. So as they're all happy, whatever, Ace is like trying to talk to Crystal on the side. Hey, you want to go get a bite to eat or whatever? And she's like, no, I'm good, man. It just blows him off. And a real funny moment, Ace like has, I guess he doesn't take rejection well. So he just says, oh, right. Word. Like, I was like, word. Like he was just totally thrown off by it. We go to Stacy and Carol. They're in the kitchen, and just a little moment here where Carol's opening up a little bit about the death of Tom, her husband, and I guess Stacy kind of like starts to feel her a little bit, like sees exactly why she's acting how she is. We go to Willie and back in her place, and Wild Bill's outside just pissing in the water. She's like, listen, you got fired, didn't you? He's like, yeah, I got fired. And then he's like, hey, listen, I heard you guys shot this promo. You should put me in it, And then she's like, yeah, I don't think Jack is going to like that. And then she just starts, I don't know if he's drunk or whatever, but he's like, whatever. Jack's the reason why Tom killed himself. And then he starts making fun of her husband, says, this guy knows I fucked his wife and he's still letting me stay here. And then he says this line. He's like, and then your daughter, she can't even stand you. Too bad I wasn't around to pay for her abortion too. So, yeah. So obviously that, I guess, insinuates that they had something and he had to abort, or she had to abort Wild Bill's kid, I'm guessing. Yeah. By him saying that.
But I was thinking, like, is that Wild Bill's daughter?
Ooh. Okay. I didn't think about that.
Her husband raising Wild Bill's daughter.
I didn't think about that. Maybe.
Because when he said that line, I'm like, wait, does that mean, So
and Tom looks a little old, not old, but he looks like he might not have been around. So yeah, that could be something. I didn't think about that. But the fact that he brought up like this abortion too. So yeah, maybe you're onto something. But Willie doesn't take kindly to this. She starts fucking swinging and hitting Bill, and Bill's like, yeah, I like it. So the next morning, Willie wakes up, and right then and there, Ted, enough of this shit. He has all the Wild Bill's bags outside, says, hey, go stay at the hotel down the road, man. Get the fuck out of here. So Ted finally put his foot down. We go back to Ace, who is trying to pay Crystal a visit at her house, and he sees Crystal and Bobby Pin just wrestling on a trampoline, flirting away. So he's like, oh, fuck this. So he leaves. And then later on in the night, when Bobby and Crystal are leaving, they see his car got keyed. I'm like, people still do that shit. Like, it gets to a certain age where you're still keying cars. Like,
Ace is like 12 in his head. So
yeah,
it's not above Ace at all.
But Bobby doesn't care. Bobby's like, oh, cool. It looks like racing stripes. Bobby is the most positive person in the world.
Cool, man. I love Bobby.
He'll take anything and switch it and make it a positive thing. We go to Ace and his mom, where they pretty much have a little moment here. And then she's like telling his mom, like, listen, Dad isn't in hell. He's just not here. And then he's like, whenever it's quiet, I just hear the gunshot. Like all my life, I can't go to sleep unless I play music because all I hear is a gunshot. And then he says to his mom, he's like, listen, you were this way. You were sad way before Dad killed himself. So maybe you should ask yourself why. So that we kind of have that moment there. Like obviously something was going on before he killed himself to make her that way. So I feel like we're going to find out more about that later. Mm-hmm. So Stacy calls Jack and tells him that she actually did get a part-time job at the Piggly Wiggly grocery store because she doesn't want to end up like his mom. And then Jack is like, you know what? Fine. As long as you're happy, go ahead, work there. It's fine. We go to Ace, who's having sex with the bartender. We find out her name is Trisha, the one that he met earlier. And they're having sex, whatever. And then after, Ace is acting all emo and he's talking about like his problems, whatever, or how he feels. And she's like, oh, damn, that's sad. You want to fuck again? so she's obviously nothing like Crystal. Crystal is actually talkative. He's the total opposite.
She's terrible. She's horrible.
We go to the final scene here where Jack is driving his way over to the hotel, and he pretty much wants to, like, I guess, talk to Wild Bill and stop him from trying to talk to Ace and everything. But he kind of sees like Wild Bill is just kind of a little depressed, drunk, and he's like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave him alone. So he leaves. And the final scene we see is Wild Bill up on the roof, all alone, screaming, "Who wants to play with Wild Bill? Who wants to play with Wild Bill?" So I guess we come to find out that Jack maybe felt a little bad for Wild Bill. You know what? Let me just leave him alone for this one.
I thought he was going to turn that corner and like talk to Bill, but I'm pretty sure after he's seen him like stumbling over the ice machine, he just got up out of there.
He's like, this guy's gone through enough shit. Let me just leave him alone. So yeah, it's a good episode. I mean, obviously there's no wrestling at all, but I feel like we got a lot of information here, obviously, with this new girl that's in Ace's life that we're going to find out about, Trisha, and then obviously Bobby and Crystal and their whole relationship. But yeah, I think it was a pretty good episode. It wasn't like the best one, but I feel like we definitely got a lot of character development here, especially from Wild Bill. I think it was mostly about Wild Bill and his history with Willie and all that. But it was a pretty good episode.
A lot of story building. It was cool to see those tapes of old Duffy wrestling.
Yeah.
When they're like in the backyard with just the ring and the camera. That was kind of cool to see, and to see more of King Spade over there. So that's cool too. I like to see more of the dad too. I want to see a whole episode of back in the day with Wild Bill. So hopefully we get into that stuff. Yeah,
I kind of wish that they would do like more like viral marketing. Like there's a lot of like every time there's like movies or shows where they kind of show like throwback stuff, they usually release that video like separately online. You can just kind of check it out. I wish they would do more things like that, but they're more, I guess, like sticking to like the old like formula of just being like a straight dramatic show. So we go to episode 5, Swerve. I'll say this right now, is one of my favorite episodes. I love this episode, and we'll find out why. A lot of shit happened in this episode. So we start the show, and it looks like it's a show. It's an actual wrestling show because we see a steel cage, and Crystal, she's cutting this heel promo, and she says, "Hear me crystal clear," which I'm like, yeah, that's good. I like that. The fact that her name is her name is Crystal Clear. And the fans are all booing her, but then we find out it's not even a wrestling event; it's just a rehearsal. And Jack really liked the promo, but Ace doesn't. Ace is like, crystal clear. What kind of shit is that? So then, like, it's weird because like Jack, I've noticed a couple times in this episode where like Jack is like for something, but then he sees how his brother reacts to it, and he'll just switch his tone. And that's what happened here. Like Jack liked the promo, he sees his brother doesn't, and then he's like, you know what? Yeah, I don't like it either. Yeah, let's cut the promo. We're not going to do the promo, Crystal. And she's like, what the fuck? And everybody else is looking at him like, yo, you just liked it. And now all of a sudden you don't like it. Like, it's a little weird.
He's pandering a little bit to Ace. I know he's just want to keep Ace around, but I don't even know why he's pandering so hard. Ace is not even as hot as he was before.
Yeah.
So especially heel Ace, he's not even over yet.
Yeah, he just wants his brother around. I guess he's trying to do whatever, cater to him just to kind of like make him happy, I guess. He's like one of those guys, like, you know how WWE, they do that to somebody, like they push somebody just to sign them. And then as soon as they sign them, they treat them like shit. Kind of like, signing Zelina Vega and then not using her on the day her. Yeah.
Tell them how you really feel.
Yeah, that shit upset me. I'm not going to lie. When I found out that she didn't get to wrestle on the anniversary of her dad's death on 9/11, just in New York City, out of all places. Yeah. So that's pretty much what Jack is doing here. So he has a little talk with Crystal. He's like, listen, I liked it. At least now I know that you can memorize and deliver your promos. And just, you're still in the main event, no matter what, you're still in the main event. Don't worry about me cutting your promo, but at least I know that you can memorize and deliver these lines. So next time I'm just going to write for you. And then Willie Day, as always, just shits on Crystal. And she's like, yeah, why don't you wear a bra? Nobody wants to see your nipples. It's a family show. And she's like, what the fuck? Like, this Crystal girl. We go to really quick, Rooster and Diego are kind of trying to tell Jack an idea for the show, and Jack is like, I'm busy. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. So they're going over the main event finish, and Bobby's up there like, I'll do a frog splash. And Bobby looks at Crystal like, I don't know what that is. And Crystal's like, explains it to him. And Ace is like, act like a fucking frog. That's what a frog splash is. And then he's like, Crystal, stop telling him what to do. Like, he's obviously picking up on Bobby and Crystal's flirtation and getting really jealous about this. So then they're practicing the match, and Bobby takes this terrible looking super kick, and they're all like, yo, what the fuck was that? Like, terrible looking super kick. But as all this is going on, Jack gets a phone call, and it's about the South Georgia State Fair. And they have I guess an idea, or they want to have a meeting with him about possibly having wrestling on their state fair. And it's a big deal for them because it's like 10,000 people are going to be there. It's definitely a big opportunity. So Jack obviously gets all excited about this. We go to the press conference from Wild Bill, and he starts apologizing for the video and all the language that he used, and he blames it on being scared of flying. So he was overly medicated. That's why he did all that. But he doesn't regret getting naked. And then he starts talking about circumcision and says that
he kind of blamed it on circumcision. The reason why,
I don't know what was going on.
He got really drunk, but he kind of blamed it on being circumcised as a child and not having the choice. So he was kind of like pro-choice for circumcision. I don't know. That was his stance. That's a weird stance to take, Wild Bill. I guess that's why his name is Wild Bill.
He starts saying how every third daydream, it's about a man fantasizing putting his penis in someone else's mouth, and the other two are about them putting them in other places. So I'm like, what's going on? He keeps going on about foreskin and circumcision, and then a reporter's like, yeah, what are these rumors about you getting fired? We heard that Dave Meltzer said that you got fired pretty much. And he's like, don't believe that. He kind of like dodges the question. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to do a stint in rehab, then I'll be back. So he pretty much just ignores the question. We go to Wild Bill, and he bumps into Jack, who's on a jog, and says that he's pretty much just keep pitching the fact that he wants to work with him. And Jack is like, no, I want nothing to do with you. Please just leave me alone. Get lost. And we go to Jack and Stacy, and Jack is all nervous. This is a pretty weird scene. Jack is all nervous, and he's like, I need to have sex pretty much. And then she's like, we don't got time for that. Then she's like, how about a handshake deal? If you know what I mean? And then he's like, yeah, sure, I'll deal with it. And she's like, you're going to get my shirt all dirty for work. And he's like, let's turn over. Like this really weird scene here as the kid is downstairs. Like, yeah, we got to go, mom and dad. He's like, I just need to bust a nut. I get nervous.
I watch a lot of Stars programming.
Okay.
And I'm starting to notice a trend of absolutely no reason sex scenes. Yeah. We have no reason for these sex scenes.
Do we really need to see 3 minutes about why he needs a hand job?
I'm kind of sick of seeing Ace heavy breathing too. So we can
we see a lot of that. We see a lot of sex scenes in this show, but it's Stars. Like I said, I'm used to it from Spartacus.
It's premium television. We used to it.
It's fine. We go to Crystal, and she gets her paycheck from her shoot job at the gas station, and it's for $101.18. She's all miserable about it. But what does she do with the $100? She puts it on gambling, and she bets $100 that the Reds are going to beat the Cardinals. So obviously she's not spending her money wisely, but she's taking a risk. She's taking a chance.
Yeah.
We go to Jack and Thomas, who are on their way to the meeting, and Thomas mentions getting a pet gerbil, and then Jack is like, his wife had told him, whatever you do, don't tell him you're getting him a gerbil. So Jack is like making up the story about, gerbils are only good to feed the snakes or whatever. Then Thomas gets all upset. And he's like, you know what? Just I'll get you a pet gerbil. It's fine. I'll get you one. So obviously he wants Thomas to help him out with this meeting, the whole sympathetic child thing. So he's like, whatever, I'll just get you a pet gerbil as long as you help me score this fucking state fair, basically. We go to the DWL Dome. Jack shows up with the it's weird because I thought they were driving to the meeting, but then all 5 other things happened before the meeting. So I don't know if it was like a editing error, but it's like I could have sworn they were going to the meeting twice already. But then Jack keeps stopping other places. I don't know. It was a little weird. Something that I noticed. Yeah. But they stop at the DWL Dome, and Jack gives a speech, says that, all tonight is just like any other night. The only difference is that we have 3 people sitting ringside from the State Fair Commission. And if everything goes well, they will be performing in front of 10,000 folks. He gets them all hyped up. And then Thomas has, his little moment there where he kind of runs down the card. Like, oh yeah, go Thomas. We go back to Bobby and Crystal, and guess what? The Reds won. So they're all celebrating. Oh, yeah, she won the money, whatever. And of course, as Ace pulls in, he sees Bobby and Crystal hugging and jumping up and down. But Ace is not alone. He showed up with Trisha over here. I could have sworn it was Carmella.
She did kind of look like Carmella a little bit. You can say that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to kind of sum up Trisha, she looks like, your average WWE diva, blonde, whatever, like total opposite of Crystal. Crystal's like more wholesome, more like who would you compare? Trying to see who you compare Crystal to.
She's more of a wrestling, like she knows what's going on. She's a real worker.
She's more
and you can say that Trisha is a diva. So
yeah. Crystal's more like Natty, Natalia, like more like a, I guess somebody who knows her shit basically and loves wrestling. Yep. And Trisha's more like just there for the spotlight. So then Ace is already pissed off at Trisha and because they're late, whatever, and says, "Oh, you had to have Church's chicken instead of KFC." So that begs the question: what's better, Church's chicken or KFC?
To be honest, I don't like either one of those places. Give me Popeyes. Give me Popeyes, man. Yeah, I don't like Church's chicken is a little bit greasy. KFC skin falls off.
Yeah, KFC's not that good. KFC's a little overrated. KFC is good if like you're a whole bunch of people just want to get a bucket of chicken just at a cheap price. It's good to go. Yeah. But yeah, Popeyes is probably, remember the whole chicken sandwich wars a couple years ago where people were like,
can beat Popeyes over there.
People were getting punched in the face for Popeyes sandwiches. That shit was wild. That was like that was pre-pandemic.
Pre-pandemic. Yeah.
Imagine it would have happened now.
We were animals.
we go to Ace, who walks into Jack's office, and out of nowhere he's like, "Hey, Willie, Jack, this is my new valet, Trisha." And they're just like, "Who the fuck is this?" Like nobody signed her, so they're a little bit confused. We go to Stacy, who's working her new job at the Piggly Wiggly, and she's doing something which I had to rewind it just to make sure she said what I thought she said. But she tells her manager that she's organizing the Little Debbie snacks by expiration date, and within those, she's alphabetizing them according to SKU. Now, really quick, I worked in retail. Nobody would ever do this shit.
No,
never.
No way. Especially by SKU. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, expiration date, okay. I can see maybe putting like the expiration stuff in the front just to sell it, whatever. But alphabetizing them by SKU, there's not even any reason to do that.
It's not even like a real, like, how could you even, I don't know. I never worked in a grocery store, but Jesus.
I have, and you would never alphabetize Debbie snacks. Like, it doesn't make any sense at all. I don't know. But obviously she's trying to impress her boss, and the boss is like, "Yo, you trying to take my job? Like, relax." And I've had those moments too. I've had those moments where I would work somewhere and I'm like just doing way too much. And the boss is like, "Yo, chill, relax. Like, yo, you're doing too much right now." So we go to back to Stacy, and she noticed that there's somebody dropped pickles everywhere, and lo and behold, it's Wild Bill dropping his pickle everywhere. And Bill's like, "Oh shit, you working here? Is money tight? Is everything okay?" And she's like, "Oh, don't worry about it, it's good." And she's kind of giving him the cold shoulder, and she's still upset because he tried to come in and take Ace or whatever. And they kind of go back and forth, and Bill's just fucking antagonizing Stacy, saying all this shit to her. I thought it was gonna get to the point where Stacy was gonna like say something, get fired, because he was really pushing her buttons. Like, and Stacy just kept her cool the whole time.
He said a line about their dad killing himself. I was like, why would you tell this man's wife that?
Yeah, even like the manager walked in at one point and said, "Is everything okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, everything is good." I'm like, I kind of give it up to Stacy for like not hitting him or cursing him out or what. I think she did curse a little bit, but it wasn't to the point where like it made a scene or whatever. And then she mentioned something about the state fair, and Wild Bill's like, "Oh, I'm sure the Spades will fuck that up also, just like they fuck everything else up." So we go to Crystal, who's she's showing off her new outfit that she used with her gambling money. She's pretty much like a little cheerleader outfit, I guess, a little rainbow cheerleader outfit, and she's showing it off to Bobby, and Bobby's over there like, "Yeah, you look good. You look good." And she's like, "Yo, I'm talking about the compliment, my outfit." And he says something like, "Oh, you even look good naked," or whatever. It's like, so obviously these two are definitely hitting it off. So we go to them training in the ring, and we see Diego. Diego hits a Vader bomb on Rooster, and Rooster's like overselling it, whatever. And then come to find out, it's going to be a stretcher job tonight. And then Crystal's like explaining to Thomas like how you sell and everything, and she's like, "Don't worry, it's not a real injury. If it was a real injury, you would see us pull up an X like this." So that's going to be a little foreshadowing to later on in the episode. To people watching this that don't know what the X means, so we obviously know as wrestling fans. We go to Crystal and Bobby. They get called into Jack's office, and this is where Jack reveals to Crystal and Bobby about the new storyline of Ace breaking up with Crystal because he caught Crystal going behind his back with Bobby Pin, and now Bobby and Crystal are in love. And then Crystal's like looking at Ace like, "Yo, what's going on? You didn't tell me any of this." Like, and then Jack is like, "Oh, no, don't talk to him. It's all my idea." Jack is taking the full blame for this and everything. And then he tells Ace to deliver the line for tonight, and Ace goes, "You may think it's love, but she'll break your heart just like she broke mine. Lucky for me, there's plenty of fish in the sea." And then he improvises and says, "I got the biggest rod." And Jack is like, no, I didn't write that. Of course.
But that would have, like if he would have said all that stuff, it would have totally like turned Bobby heel.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's funny because even like later on, like when we get to it and Crystal's supposed to like, be babyface and putting Bobby Pin over, Bobby still looks like the heel in this. Like, at the end of the day, you cheated on your man. Yeah. But then, they're going through all these promos, whatever. And then Trisha's like, what about me? Can I do a cartwheel or something? And Willie's like, no. You do nothing. So Willie's still like, doesn't matter who the woman is. She's still treating these girls like shit pretty much. So then Crystal's upset about all this. She starts crying and the Ace is like, no, listen, Crystal, this is not personal. It's all business. And Crystal's obviously taken aback by all this. But yeah, I just kind of caught me off guard a little bit. The fact that it kind of reminded me of the whole like Matt Hardy, Edge, Lita thing, kind of taking a real life situation and making it into a storyline. I think that's what they're going with in this.
It's kind of cool, like how they just made that change on the fly. It's kind of real wrestling things they're doing in this show. So hats off to those guys who's writing this stuff. Yeah.
And then we see Crystal and she's kind of like yelling at Willie and she's like, why are you bringing in this new valet? It's supposed to be a big show and you're over here bringing in this new person. And then Willie's like, okay, don't worry about it. It's fine. I need to start taking pictures of you and Bobby in the act or whatever. So she's like, she's kind of like doing a picture, like kind of in the cut, just kind of, like she caught them TMZ style, whatever. And Bobby doesn't know how to act. He's just like, he stands there like he's never kissed a girl in his life. And she like, act risque. And he's like, I don't know what to do. And Crystal's like, don't worry about it. I got you. So she knocks him down and like just starts, jumps on top of him, starts making out with him.
Yeah.
And Bobby's like, whoa, what's going on here? But obviously, Crystal, it's funny because like, I'm pretty sure this is like the same exact like room or position that she was with Ace, like a couple episodes back.
Yeah.
It felt like
I think it is the same room.
It is the same room, right? Yeah. I mean, the DWL dome only has, a number of rooms that you can go and
so
make
much space
out
you can go have sex in. Yeah.
we go to Jack and Thomas. They're finally at the dinner waiting for this meeting with the big State Farm, the big State Fair execs. And they're kind of just, Jack and Thomas are talking a little bit. And then Jack is explaining to Thomas why his uncle turned heel and just saying how this is just characters. We're just acting as characters. And then we see the State Fair Commission. They come in and they all admit that they're not wrestling fans, but they did their research and they see how popular professional wrestling is. Then one of them says, it is not real. Like, how do you guys get so many fans if everybody knows it's not real? Then Thomas, the son here, just kind of like cuts a promo and he's like, listen, it's all about the storylines. It's not about the wrestling. It's about, the capturing the fans. And then he explains what a heel is. And then he's going off and on. You can see like Jack was proud of his son. Like, this is exactly what I wanted. Because he basically, he sold the State Fair Commission on getting the show pretty much. It felt like
this is pretty cool. Like, I remember sitting front row at Money in the Bank a couple years ago, and I sat right in front of Shane McMahon's kids and his wife.
Yeah.
And his oldest son like came in and like spoke to everybody and asked everybody how were they enjoying the show. And it was like some younger kids next to him. And he's like, oh, that's so awesome. You got this on. It's like wrestling families do know how to make their children, work for the biz.
I mean, I would if my parents were in wrestling, I would learn everything about the trade and freaking master that shit. We go to Ace and Crystal because earlier on, Jack said, even though you guys are going to break up later on in the show, you guys need to act together for now. So you guys have to go out there and sign autographs together. So Ace and Crystal are out there. And then, Crystal's the whole time just kind of still giving Ace shit about the whole situation. And Ace is like, oh, whatever. And as this is going on, Wild Bill shows up and he's like this big deal. So everybody over there is like, oh my God, look at him, slow motion. And Wild Bill's walking through the fan zone, whatever that is. And they're all in awe, whatever. And then Ace sees him and just walks away. So Wild Bill sits down with Crystal instead and starts taking pictures with her. And then Debbie, who I guess is like one of the people that works backstage at DWO, she's like, what are you doing here? Don't let Jack, catch you, whatever. Don't cause a scene. And then Bill's like, oh, don't worry about it. It's fine. And she's like, just don't take your clothes off. And then Wild Bill's like, you saw the video too, didn't you? Well, we go back to Diego and Rooster. They're backstage. And then Rooster's pretty much upset because they have this battle royal tonight and Diego's supposed to win it. And then Diego's like, yo, dude, you're really upset about this? Like, I don't give a fuck, honestly. I don't care about no titles. I don't care about no championships, no matches, whatever. I just want to wrestle. And obviously, it's a big deal for you. If you want to win, you can win. And Rooster's like, yo, what are you talking about? He's like, don't worry about it. I'll just trip out of the ring. I'll get eliminated. You can win the match, whatever makes you happy. And then, Rooster's like, appreciates it. So obviously, nice side from Diego. Diego's like, yo, listen, it doesn't mean shit to me, obviously. I just want to wrestle. I don't care about championships. But he obviously knows it means a lot to Rooster. So he's over there just trying to go behind Jack's back and just sacrifice the match just so Rooster can have his moment. That was a pretty cool moment, I think.
Oh, yeah.
We go to Ace and Trisha and they're having sex. They're fucking in the car. But the whole time that they're having sex, Ace is like looking for Crystal. He's like looking in her trailer, just kind of waiting. He's like, I just want her to see this or something. It was a little weird. And then Crystal is there. Crystal actually spots them. But as she's getting out of the car, Wild Bill spots her. And Wild Bill's trying to give her some advice. He's like, listen, the fans don't care about all these muscles, all these wrestlers. They care about you. Here's some advice. When you go out there, pull your hair back so they can see your face, they can see your emotion, and improvise a little bit. Go off script a little bit. Have fun. And Crystal definitely took this advice to heart. I feel like she definitely took this advice from Wild Bill. Oh, yeah. We go to Ace, and he's practicing his promo, and he's a pretty funny moment here because he's doing his promo as if Thomas is Crystal. So he's like he's yelling at this little kid, like, "Yeah, you little bitch!" Like, and he's like, "Yeah, Dad, this is great!" Like, this is great. And then he of course, Ace always got to do his little lines where he improvises. He's like, Crystal, just go back to being a cam girl, this and that. And Jack is like, no, relax, yo, it's the family show. Like, what are you talking about? We go to the Battle Royal and we see a couple familiar faces. Doc Gallows is in the Battle Royal again. He's showed up again. We actually see this guy from MLW that I noticed. This guy from the Philippines called Buku Dao. He was right there having a pretty major spot, I think, with Rooster. I was like, oh, look at that, some real wrestlers here. And the State Fair reps, they're ringside. They're just loving all this shit. Like, oh, I love wrestling. And then it comes down to the final two, which Rooster and Diego. And then Rooster starts hearing the fans chant for him. And then he tells Diego, he's like, yo, just forget about it. Just do the original finish. And Diego's like, you sure? He's like, yeah, just do the original finish. And so Diego wins the Battle Royal. He wins it. Why do you think he had to change of heart? I mean, he heard the fans chant his name. I don't know.
Maybe it's something I would do too. Even if you're my buddy and you want to look out for me, I still want to go along with the deal, because I still want, you're my friend. I still want you to shine, but I still think it's something deep down for me to go after. So I understand that. But we missed in between the Battle Royal. There was a small scene in the back where Crystal and Trisha got into a little scrum.
Right. Yeah, I got that next. Yeah. I think I might have worded it. I might have put the placement in the wrong place. I'm gonna get to that next. But back to Rooster, at the end of the day, yeah, he's upset. He's a little frustrated about everything, but I still think he still respects the business. He still respects Jack.
I think he respects Jack and Duffy. Yeah,
exactly. But like you were saying, yeah, we go backstage and we see Trisha and Crystal, and Trisha says something about Crystal's hair, like her roots or whatever. I can help you with that. And Crystal's like, oh, fuck you. And they start having a little scuffle. And Willie Day, she finally stands up for Crystal. She tells Trisha, back up, leave her alone. And then she helps Crystal with her gear or whatever. So I'm like, oh, finally. See, Willie's not that. She's busting balls, but she doesn't hate Crystal. But now, of course, the new girl comes. The new girl comes in now, so now she hates Trisha instead. We go to Rooster and Jack. Rooster just had his match, and then he's trying to tell him good job or whatever. And then Rooster says to Jack, like, yo, do you even know my real name? Like, he tries to test him a little bit, and Jack is like, yeah, DeAndre Milton Rutherford. I know who you are, and I know your nicknames, and I know your paycheck and where it goes, and this and that. He goes off on him. So obviously Jack knows everything about Rooster, and Rooster's like, oh, fuck. I feel bad now, I feel bad. You actually do care about me. And then Jack pretty much says, listen, your time will come. I promise you that. And then Rooster kind of gives him a handshake. Like, you know what? I trust you. I believe in you. I think this is actually going to happen. So nice little moment here where Jack is like, listen, I do care about you. I do give a fuck about you. I know everything about you. Just trust me and believe in me, and good things will happen to you. We go to the main event, the cage match, and the promoters are ringside, and the State Fair people, and one of them's like, "What's a cage match?" And the guy's like, "I looked it up. I looked it up on Wikipedia. It's a cage, and you got to pin and submit." It's hilarious. So the match is about to start. It's the main event. It's Ace Spade and Bobby Pin. This is supposed to be the big thing where Ace cuts that big promo revealing about Crystal cheating on him, but Crystal has other ideas. So she comes to the ring with her hair up, just like Wild Bill suggested, snatches the mic from Ace, and she shoots on everybody. And she pretty much takes Ace's thunder, says pretty much everything that he was going to say, but she says it. And then she says, yeah, you're right. I have been cheating on Ace with Bobby Pin, and I'm not sorry for it. Matter of fact, Ace can't even satisfy me because he's not a real man. I need a real man and not a crybaby boy like Ace. But Ace found someone more pathetic than him, and she calls out Trisha, and Trisha's like, "Oh, okay, I guess I'm gonna go out there." And Willie Day's like, "Yo, go out there. Don't worry about her calling you bony behind or whatever." So then Trisha comes out. Trisha gets the X-Pac heat. Everybody's booing Trisha like, "Oh, fuck you." And then she says, Crystal says to Trisha that, we hope you don't mind being next to a whimpering shell of a man, and then she tells Ace, we're over. We're done. Throws the mic down and says, let the night roar. And then the crowd goes wild, and Willie backstage gets obsessed. Just fucking another mic you got to break, right? You guys just love breaking mics and tells little Thomas, don't be an idiot like them.
I'm not sure why Willie was so upset with this, because it was a great promo by Crystal.
I think she was. I think Willie was more upset that she was slamming the mic down because she's just on the
she went off script. Because when she would start going, it was like, oh, she went off script. I'm like, it was great.
It was great. But of course, at the end of the day, they want to have control over everything. Jack was upset. Yeah. Jack is over here mad at Crystal, saying, "Get the hell out of the ring." It was actually
a better promo than Ace had.
Oh yeah, that was a great promo. But like I said, the only negative about it was it turned Bobby Pin heel. I feel like Ace was sympathetic in this situation. I feel like because you want the heel to say that stuff. I don't think you want the baby face to really say it. You know what I mean? If it was the Attitude Era, yeah. Like, you go out there and
still hates Ace though. So I don't think it really mattered because she called him a crybaby, and I'm pretty sure the crowd still calls him a crybaby.
If I had to change it up a little bit, I would have Ace start to do the promo and then have Crystal kind of take over and get the baby face pop. That's the only difference I would make. But they go to the match. Jack is pissed off, but he tells Ace and Bobby just do the match. So they start the match, and Ace is being real stiff on Bobby. He's just fucking going hard on him, slamming him around. Bobby's like, "Yo, relax, like you're doing too much. Take it easy." And then Ace is like, "Oh, fuck it, we're gonna go for a superplex." And Bobby's like, "Yo, I never did a superplex before. Like, I don't want to do this." And he's like, "Just do it. Stop being a bitch." So he does it. And as this is going on, Jack is yelling at Crystal ringside saying, "You don't get to change things up in here." And as he's yelling at her, Ace puts on a leg lock on Bobby. Puts it on a little too hard, and he snaps back and snaps his leg pretty much. We see the bone, and it's pretty graphic. Obviously, it's a little CGI, whatever, but pretty much we see Bobby's leg get broken here. And I'm a little upset because earlier on in the day, I was on Instagram and I saw that Stephen Amell was on live. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I go on his Instagram, and he didn't really spoil the episode, but he said something along the lines of, "Oh, tonight's episode, if you can't take gruesome things, you may want to turn away in the last 5 minutes." So I kind of expected something to happen. I knew something bad was going to happen. But yeah, I didn't expect poor Bobby to get his fucking leg snapped.
Poor Bobby. Ugh, it was terrible. You know what? It was bad because I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, holy shit. I screamed that shit loud.
Yeah, it was a holy shit moment. Jack puts the X up. Oh, I forgot to mention, but Jack was a special referee in this match. Yep. So Jack puts the X up, which is obviously what they set up earlier. So if people didn't know what that meant, it's real. This shit is real. And the crowd is not even liking it. They're just silent. There's no reaction at all. So they take a stretcher, they take Bobby out, and while Bobby's being stretched out, Wild Bill gets into the ring and he starts shooting himself. And he says, this is what DWL has become, ever since Tom died and Jack and Ace took over. This is the shit you guys are doing. Now that I'm gone from WWE, I'm back here in DWL and I'm here for the 3 Fs: food, fishing, and fornicating. And the state promoter, this one girl is like, yeah, there's it's 2 dudes and a girl, and the girl's loving everything about wrestling. She's like, yeah, food, fishing, and fucking, yeah. So pretty much Wild Bill just went into business for himself here, and he's like, I just want to challenge Jack and Ace in a triple threat ladder match for the title. So then Jack is backstage like, yo, what the fuck? This is obviously not supposed to happen, but he's not going to just ignore it. So he's just running with it. So he comes into the ring with the belt and he's like, you know what? You're a has-been. That's why WWE fired you. By the way, they don't say WWE. I'm saying that because that's what they mean. So he's
alleged WWE.
Alleged WWE. He's like, you're a has-been. That's why they fired you. Don't worry. If you want a title shot, I'll give you a title shot. But this is not 1995, and you have no chance whatsoever. So Wild Bill just shooted an angle, went in for himself, and made this match, this triple threat ladder match that we're gonna get.
Yeah.
So we end. Last scene is in the hospital where Bobby's getting operated on. And they're all the wrestlers are there. They're all upset. And Jack sees Ace and gets in Ace's face. And Ace is like, listen, it was an accident. It was an accident. I'm like, come on, Ace, that shit was not an accident. Come on. You can't accidentally snap somebody's leg in half.
Yeah.
So Jack is like, bullshit, that's bullshit. And he takes Ace and kind of slams him up against a Pepsi machine. And as he's doing this, we see Tom, the little kid, is looking at both of them like, oh shit, my dad is fucking killing my uncle over here. And he just looks in shock and runs away. Ace walks away as well. And then Jack gets a phone call from the State Fair Commission. And they're just like, yeah, we love that shit. That was great. That shit looks so real. And Jack is like, oh yeah, it looked real. And and they pretty much get the impression that they loved Wild Bill. So I guess without Jack really planning on it looks like this just triple threat ladder match is going to be at the State Fair. It looks like.
Yeah.
So he's all whatever. He's not even happy with the situation. He tells Willie yeah, we got the State Fair. And she's like, I don't care. Just fix this shit with your brother, with your wife, with your son. Fix all this shit. I don't care about the State Fair. And that's it. That's the last scene of the episode. This episode was great. It had a lot of, I liked the fact that it was called Swerve. There was definitely a lot of swerves here. I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed it a lot with all the twists and turns. We had the shooting from Crystal going in there, business for herself. And then Wild Bill came in. It was great overall. What did you think of the episode?
I love this episode also. Good promos all around. Like the entire episode full of good promos. Some good wrestling. Good to see the big LG Doc Gallows back in some background spots. That cage match at the end was really amazing. Just the work they was putting in. Ace had on new gear. Bobby had on new gear too. He had on a cool jacket.
Yep.
All the stuff around it, Crystal's promo, going off the rails, the big spot off the top with the suplex, everything was great. You can tell those guys put in a lot of work when it comes to like choreographing that match too. So great episode. Yeah,
everything was great overall. Like you said, even the match itself, like, I mean, obviously they used stunt doubles, but I feel like they were able to do it in a way where you couldn't really tell. But yeah, the episode was great. We actually saw, did you get to see the preview for next week's episode? I was able to find something online.
I think I seen one preview where Rooster was talking to the
Gully
Dystopia guy. So
it looks like Gully's trying to recruit him and get him over to switch over to Florida Dystopia over here. So
we called that.
Yeah, I don't think Rooster's gonna do it though. Rooster seems too good, too loyal to do something like that.
But if they're gonna put the strap on him and put the rocket on him too, Rooster might go, man. It seems like all he wants is a push. That's it. And I'm hoping that Jack is going to give him that push soon enough, but he might jump.
I think he has to, because we had that one guy in the first episode who retired. We got Bobby Pinn who broke his leg. I think it's going to come to the point
nobody else.
Yeah, I think you got Apocalypse and you got Diego over here, but I think Rooster. I think he's going to get his title shot. I think it's going to be
call Ricky Rabies again. We can use another.
Ricky Rabies. I also saw somewhere that Mick Foley was supposed to be in one of the episodes. Really? That's what I heard. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to wrestle or just be like a retired wrestler. And it was at one point where I thought Wild Bill was saying something about taking on both Jack and Ace, and I thought he was going to like bring in like a tag team partner. And I thought that was going to be the Mick Foley spot where you had Wild Bill.
Well, that was the end of the episode when he said take on both of them. I didn't expect him to say triple threat.
I thought he was going more for like a tag team match. But yeah, overall, I thought this episode was great. Probably my favorite episode of the season. You know, we got Crystal finally was like, fuck this shit. She went in business for herself, and then Wild Bill and all that. I thought it was great overall. It's gonna be hard to top
with
this.
The Ricky Rabies episode.
Yes.
This just topped the Ricky Rabies episode. So yeah. So 1 and 2 right now.
I haven't heard of any like season 2 or anything, but hopefully if they do it, I want to see definitely more wrestlers involved. I want to see Tony Khan show up. I want to see Cody Rhodes. I want to see all these guys show up, you know?
Well,
why not?
Rooster, while they were practicing that Vader bomb, Rooster had on a tank top that said "do the work." So I was like, "Oh no, Rooster confirmed AEW."
Oh my god! if this was back like in the '90s, they definitely would have did a little cross promotion. I remember back in WWE, they had some show on that came on Fox. It was like Kung Fu Championship Karate Fighters. I forgot what it was, and they did cross promotion. Or maybe it was WCW that did cross promotion. They definitely did something where like they would have people from the other shows show up on Nitro and Raw and all that. So I would love for that to happen. I would if Heels was on TNT, they definitely would have had all the guys at least sit
on TBS. They would have all that stuff.
Oh yeah, they would sit ringside. You would definitely have like MJF get into Stephen Amell's face or something. But who knows? Who knows? That could happen down the line.
Sounds good, actually. MJF playing a different heel on heels. That sounds kind of cool.
That'd be great. But yeah, that's it. Looks like we're gonna have another episode this coming Sunday, so we'll be back here for talking about episode 6 of Heels. Is there anything you want to plug? Anything you want to talk about before we head off?
No. I think I've been plugging my own show for the last couple of weeks, so enough of that. Follow me on Twitter, Cool Game Big B, man. I'm gonna get more active on there. So that's it.
Gotcha. I'll actually be showing up on Rewind to Dynamite with John Pollock this Wednesday. He asked me to take Wei Ting is on his much deserved honeymoon in Mexico, I think. So he's got people kind of subbing in on Raw, SmackDown, and Dynamite. So it's funny because like I was supposed to go to that show in Newark, and I was like, I could just use that money and just use it somewhere else and then just go to the Queen show because Queen's going to be the big show. And then I started seeing the card for Newark, and I'm like, yeah, this show's not really worth going to. Like, I mean, I like Adam Cole, but I don't want to see Adam Cole versus Kazarian. I was like, I don't really need to go out of my way to Jersey to watch this. So I was like, you know what? I'll stay home. And then he asked me to do the show, so I'll do it. And then next week is a big show, obviously Grand Slam. So I'll be meeting up with the BDE, like we said earlier. And I think we're probably going to doing a live BDE Elites that Wednesday night after the show with me, Davey, Braden, whoever else shows up. We might have a nice little get together after that. Other than that, I got some reports up. I just did a report on the Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view that was last night, and we got a Impact pay-per-view. So look out postwrestling.com for some podcasts and reports that I got up on there. But that's it for us, and you guys catch us here next week for another episode of Turning Heels.
Peace.